What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pure Evil MMA, episode number 141, part 2. And we have a special guest with us here today. We got the damsel Lindsey VanZandt, who actually won last year's My MMA News Pro Fighter of the Year. So, welcome to Pure Evil MMA, Lindsey.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, and you know what? I've been saying this since it was released, since I found out that first, there's a lot that's going on in your life right now that's actually really exciting. First off, Invicta FC 31, and second, Prime Athletic Management just signed you. Let's start with Prime Athletic Management, though, first. How did you come across them?
They sent somebody to watch me fight my last fight in October against B, win, and so he contacted me after it, and we've been talking since, and then I finally signed with him about a month ago now, so, yeah, it's fun stuff. Like, he jokes now because, you know, it took 9 months for him to sign me. He's like, I knew you were going to take a while because you're a female, but damn.
Yeah, they have a lot of great fighters on their roster that are coming up right now, like CES, you. I mean, they're doing really good for themselves, and you're definitely a big girl to pick up. I mean, I've known about you for a while now because of my MMAnews.com, which I work for. So you've been on my radar. It's been a while since I've been wanting you to come on the show. But let's jump into Invicta FC 31 because I've been saying this is the biggest female fight card of the year. You got, yourself. You got Mallory Martin on there. You got Pearl Gonzalez. How excited are you to be on a card like this?
Oh, so excited. I'm like already trying to calm myself down so I don't look like a crazy person fangirling when I'm there.
Well, you know what? There's Mallory Martin on the card. Have you been following up with her? Because she's, making a name for herself just like you are.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to watch a bunch of fights from all the girls on the card so I know how they're doing and all that. And
you're going to be fighting.
I try to keep up.
You're going to be fighting Kelly D'Angelo. Now, I know that you said out of all of your fights, your last fight was definitely your hardest to date. But Kelly, I mean, some people might look at her career right now and be like, oh, she's on a 2-fight losing streak. But I think a lot of people forget, like, what this girl has accomplished. I mean, she has a win over Emily Whitmire. She's fought some pretty tough competition.
Yeah. No, I'm not taking her lightly at all. I'm excited to fight her. I know because she's coming off a couple losses, like, losses suck, and nobody wants to lose, so I know she's going to be coming out there hard, trying to finish the fight like I am, so I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a good one to watch, so.
And obviously, something that's very similar between you and her is you guys both have a win over girls that have been on the Ultimate Fighter season. With you, you have a win over, you not a win, but you fought, what the hell is her name? I had her on the show recently. She just beat Meatball Molly, Jillian Robertson.
Yeah, Jillian. She's great.
So you guys, both have that, similarity going for you. But you were an amateur when you fought Jillian. So, what has changed since then with you, becoming an amateur and a pro? What have you really worked on? What's the biggest difference?
Oh, a lot. I feel like that was so long ago now. I mean, it's so funny because that was a while ago. I remember I took that fight, and I was so excited, and I think I've only had 2 amateur fights then, and she was like 8-1 at the time, so it was a really big jump up in competition for me, maybe a little too soon, but no, it was a great fight, and since then I've worked so much. I think I'm always looking on patience. Patience is like, I get really excited in there. I get excited at anything I do, so I have to remember to be patient there, and I've worked a lot since then, off the cage. My jiu-jitsu has gone up so much, and that was a long time ago.
So did you know about Kelly before they offered you this fight, or is she new to you?
Well, she's new to me because she's a strawweight. So, I mean, not that I don't watch strawweight fights and stuff, but when I'm looking at competition, I look at girls in the atomweight division.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest thing right now. Like, the UFC is opening up all these different divisions, but still have not yet opened up atomweight. And you would think they would, especially having Michelle Waterson over there. Like, that's her division. So do you think the UFC will do this soon, or what?
Oh, I think so, definitely. And you'll see a lot of probably strawweights dropping down, smaller ones to atomweight. That would be really cool to see. I'm sure it'll happen soon, hopefully in the next year or so.
So Invicta FC, I mean, it's the biggest female organization on the planet, but you've had some history with, King of the Cage. What got you over to Invicta FC? Did Stephanie, find you, or how did this come about?
My awesome manager. He lined all up real fast too. Like right after I signed the contract with Sean Rockwell with Prime Elite Management, he whipped out that Invicta contract, and I was like, "Damn, that was fast." It was like boom, boom.
Yeah, your manager's actually trying to get me to fly out there. Now, have you ever been to an Invicta card before? Obviously, you've watched them, but have you ever been to one?
No, I've never been to one. I always wanted to go, and now it's cool that I'm going as a fighter. So.
Yeah, well, the one thing about you that I've always read about is your family, isn't really for you fighting. Have they turned the corner yet with that, or any update with them supporting you as a fighter?
They just not really. I mean, they want me to have a normal job and stuff. They just think I'm crazy doing this, The old school Italian family, you get a 9-to-5, you work hard, you make money, and you live a happy life, So like, they think it's crazy that I'm fighting and trying to make it a career. But one day they'll see when I'm successful, I don't have to work other jobs and I can just fight, that it's like paying my bills. They just want me to be happy and be able to live life, I guess, and not worry about bills.
Well, I come from an Italian family as well. I mean, my middle name is Pasquale. My grandfather was a deacon at a church, so like I guess it's kind of like in my blood to kind of preach and like do this, and my family's kind of understanding about that. But like it's got to be hard for you to go to these fights. I mean, I remember reading about you having to like sneak away to like do a fight or something, like one of your first fights. What's the story there with that? What exactly went down?
It's funny. First off, my grandpa is Pasquale, so
that's great.
That's funny. Yeah, but yeah, no, but when I started, I remember when I was like 16, 17, I've been like begging them, can I go fight? And they were like, no. So I told my parents I was going to visit a friend in Washington, D.C., and I went to Virginia and fought in a Muay Thai tournament, WKEs, and so that was like the first time I kind of lied. I was a good kid too. Like the only thing I really lied about is like fighting. So I feel it ate me up inside. Nobody wants to lie to their parents. Do something. So like I said, I was a good kid, but once fighting came along, I started lying and stuff, and I hate it. But yeah. No, so yeah, then I would tell them I was going to babysit, and I'd be going to a fight. Like, I think my dad. I mean, I think they somewhat knew. I mean, they're not stupid, I think my dad, like, when I was leaving to one of the times I was going to go fight, I had like my bag in the back, and I know he saw it when he was like walking to the truck to say goodbye to me, and I'm like, oh, shit, like he knows. But yeah, it's been an uphill battle since then. I thought by now, like, they would understand that it's something I'm really passionate about, but they'll come along eventually. I keep hoping we'll get there.
Well, you know what? Like, obviously, the sport's been growing so much, but for you, you've been, kind of in the scene since a little girl. Like, at the age of 7, you did Taekwondo. Like, did they really not expect you to kind of follow, pursue this, passion that you have?
Yeah, right? Like, they started me in Taekwondo. Like, they started this passion, so, and I'm a very determined, and, like, I'm one of the people that, like, will never give up and, like, keep going, so, like, here I am, there was a time in my life where I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't fight, and I, like, focused on CrossFit for a little while, and it was funny, I don't think I trained in, like, a week, and I worked at a restaurant, and I was, so passionate about fighting. I was talking to one of the chefs about it, and he's like, why aren't you training? Like, we didn't train this week, and I was like, well, my parents don't like it, so I'm going to try to, like, do CrossFit. Maybe I could be, like, a professional. Like, I don't know. I always wanted to be a professional athlete. I always thought those people were so cool. So I was like, well, maybe I'll do the CrossFit Games or something. And and then they were like, dude, you're so passionate about fighting. Stop. And then I realized, I was like, damn, I'm being stupid. Like, I'm supposed to be a fighter. It was in my heart for a reason, So, yeah. Here I am.
When you saw, like, Ronda Rousey make her appearance and really on the come up, did like, a sense of you be like, all right, here's my approval in a way. Like, there are other girls that are out there doing it and actually making a living off of it. WMMA exploded after Ronda.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was a huge step for women, and it was really cool because, I always watched, like, all the older fights, and I always try to keep up, like, Gina Carano, and, like, I watched it when I was younger. I watched UFC when I was younger, too, so, like, it was cool to see that females finally got in UFC, and it was like, yeah, no, it's, like, huge now. When I look back when I was, like, when I started jiu-jitsu when I was 13, I was like, nobody knew what jiu-jitsu was. And I always, like, in the back of my head when I was walking down school hallways, I'm like, I'm so cool because I do jiu-jitsu, you know? And nobody knew what it was. And now it's like, I don't know, it's huge now, so it's pretty cool.
So what about your friends? I know that you're really close with your friends, enough to the point where you guys all got matching friendship tattoos. How do they, you know, are they supportive of you being a fighter?
Oh, yeah. My best friend, Alicia, Baccarelli, she's amazing. I went to college with her in Florida, and she's always been there for me. Like, any of hard times that I've had, like, transitioning and new stuff, and, like, when I moved back to New York, and just when anything was going bad, she was always there for me. She supports me fighting 100%. Like, she doesn't understand why my family doesn't eat it, but, you know, like, she understands where I'm coming from, too. Like, you know, where they're coming from, too. We're all just trying to be more understanding of each other, but she's been my rock, man, with her.
Well, it must have been even more, you know, even more meaningful once My MMA News kind of, they sent you that check for being one of the best, you know, pro fighters. Was that kind of, you know, how big of a moment was that to you to kind of just be like, wow, I am doing the right thing. Things are really falling into place. Like, I'm connecting the dots here and actually seeing results.
Oh, yeah, no, it was crazy. I, like, never in a million years thought I'd ever get nominated or something like that. It's just crazy. No, yeah, that was really awesome. Yeah, no, like, after that third fight, and it's weird even to say now that I'm, like, 3-0, I'm still, like, living this fantasy world, I feel like, where things are actually happening, you know? So, yeah, no, it's a big deal for me, definitely.
So what does your schedule look like? The fight starts September 1st. So where are you at right now in training camp and everything? And how's it all going?
Oh, it's going great. So well. Killing it. I do strength and conditioning like 3 times a week, and then the other 2 days in the morning I roll out a lot, do a lot of mobility work, just to keep my body going so that all my muscles are firing at 100%. So when I'm in there, like, there's nothing that's going to slow me down. So that's what I usually do in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I do some drilling sometimes. That's like 2-3 times a week. And then at night, I train, you know, either I'm going to, you know, Muay Thai class and then sparring, or like tonight I'm going to hit pads and then drilling some jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So yeah, I'm doing 2-3 things a day. Yeah, I'm trying to keep everything going. And, yeah, I'm really focusing, cracking down. Like right now I'm working, so I'm just putting all my effort, everything I can into this fight. So
is your boyfriend a fighter or no?
I don't have a boyfriend right now.
Oh, no?
But he was, yeah.
So you're on the single boat with me. Like,
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, yeah, I mean, you know, get to be focused and stuff, so.
Well, obviously, Lindsey, this is a very selfish sport. I mean, you really have to, especially right now at this point in your career, it's so crucial that, you know, you have a good head on your shoulders to be, you know, mentally strong and in a good spiritual space. You know, a lot of fighters can't deal with the extra pressure to kind of, you know, maintain any other relationship outside of, you know, chasing this dream. This is a very tough sport, and you're actually, you know, making leaps and strides right now. So this is probably going to better you, honestly.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to keep up with everything, especially when you're doing like a long distance relationship, because you got like match your schedule so you can talk and stuff. And he was a fighter too, so it was good because he understood, you know. But it was also hard because like he worked nights and I worked like really early in the morning, so like we were both getting like no sleep, just trying to talk to each other, see what was up. So it was just a lot of pressure on both of us. So and yeah, we're both probably relaxing now and like focusing on you know, fighting. So
well, what about animals? Like for me at least, like I don't need to talk to anybody as long as I got like the MMA scene and Twitter, and then my animals. Like I got a dog, I got rats. Like, do you have animals?
That's awesome. Well, actually, I just got a new roommate, and she has a cat, so I've been hanging out with him a little bit. But no, I love animals. I just, you know, I don't have any of my own. But one day.
Well, I was like scrolling through Instagram, and I saw like a little white dog grab your boxing gloves. I was like, teach me some ground and pound. Whose dog was that?
That's my sister's. I have a twin sister, and she has this little dog. His name is Freddie. He's hilarious. But yeah, he'll come over sometimes. Yeah, he's a good dog. Yeah, he always was grabbing my MMA gear out of my bag. I would have to zip it and put it away. It was hilarious.
That's great. So I read that you were born in Jacksonville, Florida, but right now, obviously, you know, you live in New York. How long did you live down in Florida, or were you just born there? Like,
Oh no, I was actually born in New York. I lived in New York my whole life. I just went to Jacksonville for school, and for like my last 2 years of college. I transferred.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. You know what's weird? Like, growing up, everyone thinks of Florida as, you know, Disney World, Disneyland, whatever it is. But, like, every time I go there, it gets more and more ghetto. Like, it's a pretty hard place to live, in my opinion. Especially this time of year, it's super hot and
really
uncomfortable.
Hot, yeah.
Like, I don't know how I feel about Florida, but there's a lot of great fight camps and stuff like that. Would you ever be interested in, you know, cross training later on in your career, or are you just comfortable with, you know, staying at one gym right now?
Oh no, I'm definitely excited to cross train. No, yeah, definitely. I was gonna actually go to Florida in like if I didn't get this right, I was gonna go like in the middle of August to visit my friend Alicia because she lives in Southern Florida. So I was gonna be like, oh, I'll hit up ATT, get some cross training in, hang out with my best friend. So I think I'll eventually do that. We're trying to plan it out. Maybe it's hard to plan things too far in advance because you don't know when you're getting all fight. Yeah. So I'll figure that out eventually. But yeah, no, I definitely want to cross train. I definitely want to like hit Colorado, California, just, you know, some of the bigger places and just see how it is. You know, like it's just fun to see new stuff. But you know, right now living in New York is good. I'm close to my family, you know, my sisters, and you know, I have a lot of great friends at the gym and stuff. But everybody's been great with getting me ready, so I can't complain. 3-0, so I'm doing something right.
Hey, yeah, you are. So another thing that I got to bring up is you recently had stitches on your hand. What was that from?
Oh, so yeah, after my surgery, they put a pin in my hand for about a month, and then they took it out. And when they took it out, I guess when the pin was in there, it must have moved a little bit. So it created this like little bump over my knuckle, and it was like more painful than the surgery. It was weird, so I had to go back under to get that removed. So
yeah, that was like in a really weird spot too. Like
yeah, it's where the pin went in. They put the pin in through my you know, my pointer finger knuckle, and because the break was a little bit further down my hand, they put the pin in through the knuckle. So like I guess, you know, like when I was healing, it was hard not to like. I mean, I obviously tried to not move it as much as possible, but like the pin just must have moved, and like I remember hitting it once, and it was like really hot, and I was like, oh no, and I think it just kind of moved the skin a little bit, so like I guess my skin just kind of, you know, made a bump there, like of, I don't know what it was, like scar tissue, calcification, who knows what it was, but they had to remove it because even when I was trying to train, you know, I was putting gloves on, like it would hurt, like rubbing that spot of the glove, and I'm like, nah, we gotta get this moved.
Yeah, that's a crucial spot for fighting, like to be uncomfortable or for you to be like trigger shy because it's, you know, feeling some type of way is definitely not good. It's all healed up and good to go now.
Oh, you know, it's great now. I haven't felt it since May. You know, it's been 100% since then. I really took my time getting back with it, so I recommend that for anybody who's, like, breaks their hand, because everybody I've talked to, like, we breaks their hand, and I'm like, I'm going to take extra time and make sure because I didn't want to hit anything for at least, I don't think I hit anything for, like, a good 4 or 5 months. Wow. Yeah, they told me I only had to do 3, and I was like, I'm going to take an extra couple months because, you know, I want to make sure it was 100%. I don't want to have this problem again.
So being atom weight, you're extremely tiny person, but it seems like you love junk food. At least you like ice cream. So explain to me what an acai bowl is. What's an acai bowl? Or am I saying it right?
Acai bowl?
Acai bowl. What is this?
It's so good. It's a kind of berry, and they make this, like, it's not like frozen yogurt, but, like, I'm trying to think about the best way to explain it. It's like a frozen, like, it's kind of like frozen yogurt, basically. It's kind of like they make an ice cream out of it. And it's just all acai berries, and then they just mix it up, and it's like kind of like a frozen icy type thing. And then you can put a bunch of fruit on it, and granola, and it's really good.
So it's really refreshing. It's not ice cream, so it's like a healthier form of ice cream, right?
Yeah, it's like if you wanted to have ice cream, like, you can, like, have an acai bowl, and it will, like, obviously it's not going to taste like ice cream, but it kind of, like, you know, so you don't really crave the ice when you have that. It's kind of a replacement, so you feel like you're having it, but you're not.
So if I go into, like, my local ice cream parlor and I ask for an acai bowl, are they going to look at me crazy, or is this only, like, at certain places?
It's only at certain places. There's a bunch of acai places opening up in New Jersey with Main Brothers. I don't know if you saw that, which is pretty awesome. I wish there was more around me. There's not really any place around me, so they're really popular in New Jersey, though, so I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, like, for the people, unfortunately, if you're listening to the podcast right now and not tuned in live, the live viewers right now are able to see you actually eating the acai bowl this place was called Yo Acai. Is that the like real name of it? Yo Acai?
I don't remember which one I was at there, but no, yeah, they have some pretty cool names out there for acai places.
So listen,
I think that one might have been on the beach. They're like they always have them on the boardwalks, like by the beaches in New Jersey. So it was probably one that I went to, like in Ocean City or something.
Jeez, man. Like obviously, I haven't been to New Jersey in so long, but just talking about the boardwalk and all that, like, oh, it's just like this summer has been extremely hot. Have you been realizing, like, man, I don't need to spend that much time in the sauna. Like, I can just go outside right now.
Right? Yeah, no, it's been like really humid out. Actually, today is a pretty nice day in New York. The sun's out and it's not too bad to the point where you like don't want to go outside. But
so listen, before we end today's interview, I kind of want to give everybody a little preview of what they can expect come September 1st when you go in there against Kelly D'Angelo. First off, what do you know about Kelly? What are her strengths in your eyes, or what's something that stands out about her to you?
She looks like a really good boxer. I think that's like her, where she feels comfortable and stand up. So yeah, that's basically all I really know about. I'll probably try to look up more of her fights, but I've only seen the one that she fought in Invicta. So the other ones are pretty hard to find. Gotta dig a little bit more, but it just seems like she really likes to be in the cage and standing up. So we'll see where it goes.
So you don't do any of your own like video work, like you leave that all to your coaches to kind of guide you in the right direction of how to, the best way to beat this opponent?
Yeah, they watch videos. I watch videos, kind of watch videos. We'll talk about it randomly at training, but most of the time I'm just trying to better myself. If I can do what I know I can do in there, she's not going to have a chance. So if I can just focus on myself and make her fight my fight, things are going to go my way,
So right now you're 3-0, you got 2 finishes. How is this fight going to play out?
Definitely looking for finish. I don't care if it's standing up or on the ground. I don't like decisions. Nobody likes decisions. I like to be entertaining. It's not all about, winning the fight. Sometimes you gotta, make a name for yourself and like go out there and just put it all on the table and like go for the finish because it's entertainment. It's not just the sport. It's an entertaining sport. You gotta have fun with it. People are gonna want to watch you. You don't want to have a boring fight all the time,
Well, like I said, like Invicta FC 31 going down September 1st has a stacked list of up-and-coming girls. Even Pearl Gonzalez, who's trying to get her way back in the UFC. Are you gonna stick around after your fight to watch, Mallory and Pearl fight?
Oh, of course. Of course. It's like the best part about going a little earlier is I can watch the rest of the fight. That's like the one sucky thing about like being one of the later fights, like the main event or the, co-main event. It's like you don't get to like go and enjoy the fight, you just got, So like I'm excited to be number 3 because then I can go get ready, fight, and then I can relax and then, watch the rest of the fight card.
Well, Lindsey, we are looking forward to it. It's about time you came on Pure Evil MMA, so I want to thank you so much. We cannot wait to see you step inside the Invicta FC ring. It's going down September 1st, guys. Last but not least, Lindsey, do you have any sponsors, shout-outs, anything at all? The floor is all yours.
Oh, yeah. I want to thank, Prime Elite Management, my management team, Sean Rockwell. They are awesome. They made all this happen, so I am, really thankful for them. Just Heart is the company that's making all my workout gear. Those stuff I've been posting, Just Heart is amazing, hooking me up. So I want to thank them for coming up with a cool, badass design for my t-shirt. Kings of Fitness, everybody's probably been hearing me talk a lot about them lately. They my strength and conditioning. They're amazing, keep me going. Green Limousine, they are awesome. They've been hooking me up with rides to and from the airport. So if you ever need a ride to JFK or Westchester in the area, hit them up. And also Ashland Chiropractics. They are amazing. Just went to them, around noon. Passed my neck a couple times and I'm feeling good.
I'm so scared to do that. I see what they do to you guys. It's just sudden abrupt twists and turns in your. It's like a stretchy straw noise. It's oh my god, yeah. Do you get nervous doing that?
Not at all. It's such a good release. It's awesome. It feels really good, and it's definitely something that keeps my body going. I'm always just trying to do everything to keep my body where it's supposed to be, 100% for the fight. So yeah, I know I can't watch it either. Watching it it does kind of freak you out a little bit. I remember the first time I saw them, my friend's neck, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not doing that. And now here I am, going all the time.
That's great. And also, social media, they can find you at damsel_MMA on Instagram. Anywhere else that people can find you?
Facebook, Lindsey VanZandt. My regular page is Lindsey VanZandt.
And I saw that you have
Twitter.
a Twitter.
Sorry, I can't do all of it. Twitter's too hard for me.
Yeah, I saw that you at least tried Twitter back in 2016.
I did. I can't write. They don't give you enough space to write, and it's just too much. It's already too much for Instagram and Facebook. I can't. I'm just getting good at posting on those two. Forget it. Adding Twitter to everything would just be a mess.
It's another part-time job. It really is. It really is.
It takes a while to post all this stuff.
So, guys, make sure you go give her a follow at damsel_MMA. Lindsey, thank you so much. We cannot wait for September 1st. God bless.
God bless you, too. Thank you.
There you go, guys. Lindsey VanZandt, the damsel. All right, so coming up next, I know this show kind of got broken up into some pieces here. That is on my fault because I did not inform people between West Coast time and East Coast time. It's all right because this is what I do, especially since I'm literally stuck at home from the spider bite. As you guys all know, if you don't know, I released a video on the YouTube channel where it's labeled "The Truth" or something like that. The truth is, or yeah, the truth, something like that. But I released an entire video, really short, quick video about what's going on with me. But the good part on your guys' end is I will be in studio a lot more. So we got our next interview coming up in just about a half hour here, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. So exactly 1 hour from now, we're going to be joined by the one and only Kristen Misfit Ferreira, who has upcoming fight, Bare Knuckle Boxing Fighting Championship 2. You don't want to miss it out. Only here on Pure Evil MMA, brought to you by MyMMAnews.com. Guys, I'm Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA, MyMMAnews.com. Remember, without evil, there's no purity. Oh, wait, before I even go, guys, I have new merch up. Yes, merch. And not only do I have new merch up, but I'm actually meeting a local artist named Free Filth on Monday at 3:30. We're going to go meet at the coffee shop and brainstorm some ideas for the Gloves Off podcast logo and also some Pure Evil MMA merch. So I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I released a brand new feature. Well, it's basically, the Evil Eddie cartoon, just like that. But there's some more designs up in it for those people out there that want to get their hands on it. I lowered all the prices. You can even get stickers for $4. And every dollar that you spend goes right here in the studio to help us make the show even better. I'm not spending it on Red Bull. I'm not wasting your money. Trust me, every dollar that you guys send on merchandise goes right into the show, into the studio. We got a new GoPro. We got, you didn't hope the furniture, but this is all brand new studio furniture. The Pure Evil MMA signs up there, the microphone, the webcam, the lighting, all of it. It's all thanks to our supporters out there for Pure Evil MMA. And I lowered all the prices at teespring.com/Pure Evil Summer. That's teespring.com/Pure Evil Summer. PureEvilSummer. Teespring, as in t-shirt, spring. Teespring. I can't spell it out any better. Teespring.com/Pure Evil Summer. Guys, I'm Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA, MyMMAnews.com. Follow me on Twitter at Evil_Echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. And also on Instagram at our new page at Pure Evil MMA_. And we are now on Facebook at Pure Evil MMA-S. A little confusing. I am sorry. Guys, I'm Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA, MyMMAnews.com. Remember, without evil, there's no purity. White knuckles to the end. Behave yourselves.